Don't you just love it when you're watching your favorite show after like a few seasons of it being gone and a character has grown 5 inches in the span of 2 minutes? Because I know I hate it. Hello, Internet. I'm Kaylee, and this is the Kaylee Michelle. Oh, I look so weird. Okay, hold on. How do people do this regularly? Hello, Internet. I'm Kaylee, and this is the Kaylee Michelle Show. Now, first, I will address it. If you've been watching me regularly, this is not my room. This is my car. And the reason for that is, one, I had some errands to run. Two, my room is in no state to be filming in right now. I'm busy packing for college. My room is in such a state of disarray. It is not feasible to even try to clean it up. So I apologize for that. A few weeks ago, I put out on the community tab a little like weekly poll that I like to do. And the question was, do you think the Netflix formula of shows is helping or hurting? And by Netflix formula, I mean like a new season every few years. Season's only about 8 episodes long, but all those episodes are close to an hour. And most people said it was either hurting or it depended on the show. No one really said it was helping. And I agree. Recently, Netflix came out with the 2nd season of Wednesday, show about Wednesday Addams, if you somehow don't know. Most people are commenting on the fact that Pugsley is now 1.5 feet taller than he was in the 1st season. We also see instances of this in shows like Ginny and Georgia with Austin, who grew 5 inches in like 2 minutes, hence the intro. We see this in Bridgerton. It takes a few seasons, so for most of the cast it doesn't matter, but then for like Gregory and Hyacinth, they are growing up really fast, but there's like 3 years in between seasons, so the continuity is not fantastic. I will say Wednesday, even though I don't fully like really watch the show, I see a lot of clips of it though, I will say they did a better job of like covering it up or like acknowledging it. I think Morticia said something about like he sprang up like a tree over the summer, which, okay, you know what, at least they addressed it. Stop that. Anyways, streaming is an entirely different beast, and I think because it's like the separate paid service with no set premiere times, that's why they've kind of switched. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands right now. That's why they kind of switched to, you know, blocking out the season. So like you get all the episodes at once, or they're starting to do this like 2-part thing, so you get half of them. You get all the episodes at once, but you have to wait 3 years for it instead of like going on a week by week basis. Now, obviously, cable premieres are still going strong. Like my beloved show, The Rookie. The Rookie casting, if you ever need someone to like pop in for an episode, I'm your girl. I assure you, I am your girl. But like my beloved show, The Rookie, yes, you have to wait about a year in between seasons, which is pretty typical, but then you have like 3 months of new episodes every single week, and I love watching those premieres with my mom and my sister. It's really fun. But I think streaming shows would benefit from switching to like the cable method, if that makes sense, because I think the actors would be booked up for way less time. They would have way more like flexibility with doing projects. Although I guess it's not that big of a thing considering how much Jonathan Bailey's been in the past year and a half, and he's still doing Bridgerton. Respect. Also, this slaps. That's all I have to say. I have a voice lesson later. I should not be drinking this, but it's fine. A big part of, I think, this formula is the suspense. People are waiting. They want to see this. People are waiting for this new season. By the time it premieres, there's so much I cannot talk. Oh my gosh. There's so much anticipation built up that when it premieres, it like explodes, as opposed to like a week by week thing. But I think it just depends on the show and the audience, because I'm going back to The Rookie. And it might just be the side of the internet I'm on, I see people getting so excited every single week with every new episode because you have some continuing storylines, and the characters, even though you have like the A plot, B plot, like standalone, there's still some overlapping or long-running character development happening, or like a season-long plot line or conflict that's going on that keeps everyone engaged. And like I said, then you have a period of like 3 months where there's excitement over the show, as opposed to like maybe a month, because people have immediate access to it. Sure, it might be in like the top 10 of streaming, but then the hype kind of dies down until they talk about like, oh, next season's in production, oh, next season is filming. Even with like Stranger Things, I mean, that show has been a massive success and people are obviously hooked, they obviously care. And that one, I can understand taking just a bit, I can understand having a longer production time just because it's more in like the sci-fi realm. There are more special effects involved as opposed to like, but I also see a lot of the times the big complaint being, okay, why are we waiting close to 5 years for a new season, or 4 years, or I don't even know when the last season, was it 2023 that the last season came out? Isn't it coming out like, I don't know these things. Editing Kaylee will supply this information. But yeah, people complain about having to wait so long for the show. And also you think about the fact that the cast, most of these kids were kids when the show started filming, and now they're adults and getting married and working other jobs, and they're still working on this project. I think for continuity's sake, for audience engagement, all that kind of stuff, nothing beats the week by week premiere in my mind. Nothing beats it. Now, this is coming from someone who has never worked professionally in acting. Maybe one day I'll get into a show or something and my viewpoint will change, but just where I'm sitting now in my car, that's kind of how I feel about it. Little ramble about that. This has been on my mind lately with like Ginny and Georgia and Wednesday and stuff coming out. So leave your thoughts in the comments as usual and I will reply to them. And like I said, bear with me over the next few weeks. Things are going to be a little funky, but I promise like we will get back to normal soon. I hope you enjoyed the little car video. I apologize if the audio is a little janky. I obviously cannot do my normal mic setup, so we are just going off of my phone microphone, so I apologize. But thank you for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments and I will see you next time. God bless.